One day after Austin Hurst worked a grueling 35-hour Mother's Day weekend behind the grill at Red Lobster, he found out he'd lost his job.
I found out through a customer who showed up at the locked doors. General manager never reached out. Corporate never reached out. I still haven't received an email.
The 22-year-old, one of thousands of Red Lobster employees, suddenly unemployed after the chain restaurant filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, shutting down nearly 100 locations across 28 states.
As soon as Mother's Day was done, they shut the doors and didn't tell anybody.
Over the next few days, media reports mostly blamed the company's financial woes on one thing.
Endless shrimp. Endless shrimp.
Bottomless shrimp doesn't come with a bottomless budget, folks.
The endless shrimp promotion, which let diners eat as much shrimp as they could for just $20. And while it did cause an $11 million loss, experts say that's not what sank the boat.
The endless shrimp is not the reason Red Lobster is in bankruptcy. The fundamental problem is that Red Lobster got involved in what's called private equity.
Former Labor Secretary Robert Reich blames private equity firm Golden Gate Capital, which bought Red Lobster in 2014.
Golden Gate Capital stripped away all the real estate, valuable real estate, meaning that Red Lobster restaurants had to pay rent on all of its real estate.
The move put $1.5 billion right into the coffers of Golden Gate, but forced Red Lobster to start paying $200 million in rent every year. Golden Gate declined to comment when NBC News reached out. It's a strategy called asset stripping, originally favored by the infamous corporate raiders of the 1980s.
Well, I don't sell the whole company. I break it up into pieces, and then I sell that off. It's worth more than the whole.
So it's sort of like stealing cars and selling them for the parts, right?
Yeah, sort of, but legal.
And asset stripping is still practiced today by the descendants of those raiders, private equity.
It's like exposing a company to a new risk, a new problem. If there's any kind of turbulence in the atmosphere, that company will not survive.
There are times when asset stripping is effective at saving companies.
It happened with Safeway in 1988. It happened with Hilton Hotels in 2008. So sometimes they're coming in and providing that necessary cash and the investments to turn these companies around.
But the list of victims of asset stripping include iconic American companies like Sears and Kmart, and some are even more alarmed by private equity's tactics in the healthcare industry.
They just want to monetize it. They just want to get more wealthy, but it's at the price of the health of every citizen in our country.
Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey is fighting to pass a bill that would vastly increase government oversight of private equity after asset stripping drove several Massachusetts hospitals to the brink of closing.
If you kick them in the heart, you're going to break your toe if it comes to health care, and we just have to make sure they're not allowed to do it any longer.
So, Hallie, what happens in bankruptcy? It's a reorganization, right? It's going to try to get rid of some of its obligations, use the court sort of as a shield to find a way to move forward. And that could be, finding a buyer eventually to bring this company through to the other side. But what's really clear is over the past years, even decades, there's been a parade of CEOs. There's been a business that has been shrinking. I mean, diner traffic is down something like 30% since 2019. So all of these different things came together to really sort of sink this company. The question is, does the bankruptcy court, allow it to get the breathing space to come out on the other side?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Urbex and welcome to Miamisburg, Centerville, Ohio area. This is Red Lobster. I mean, duh, because it says Red Lobster. They recently filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, so I figured I would stop by Red Lobster because it's been a long time. Last time I went to Red Lobster was when I lived in Texas, and Texas kind of tends to ruin things, especially big national chains. When I lived in Michigan growing up, it was actually very good food. I went to the one in Novi, Michigan, just outside the 12 Oaks Mall, but we're going to check out this Red Lobster before they disappear. So yeah, this is the Red Lobster here right by the Dayton Mall, and you can see they don't even have an official sign. I'm going to zoom in. That's just like a billboard tarp. That's weird. All right, so here is the Red Lobster. We're gonna head inside. For those of you that never got to experience a Red Lobster, they are most famous for the Cheddar Bay biscuits, which are like a garlic and cheese. I don't know, you just have to eat them to know what they are. So sorry guys, you used to be able to get them in the grocery store, but probably by the time you're watching this video, you won't be able to get them in the grocery store any longer because the company will be gone. So they are known for all the lobsters that you used to be able, I don't know if you can still, but you could pick out your lobster and then they would cook it for you if you were ordering lobster.
We told you how Red Lobster, they were planning to close more locations, okay, across North Texas, but things might be changing soon. In case you missed it, the restaurant has called in some reinforcement to help bring customers back in the door. Take a look at their latest commercial.
Yeah, boy. When the internet said Red Lobster's going away, the boy Flavor Flav said, not today. Crab Fest is here, boy, and they got 2 flavors, just like me. Flavor Flav, we got roasted garlic.
This was perfect, Greg. I thought I heard you say this was perfect. Yes?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know.
Rapper Flavor Flav is helping to promote the new Crab Your Way menu items. You may be wondering, how did this all come about? Were you looking at it? Earlier this month, Flavor Flav posted this picture of him ordering the entire menu at Red Lobster's, in an effort to help save the company. We will see if they are able to sell more of those cheddar biscuits, okay? We'll keep you posted on that one. Red Lobster, run us them numbers, okay?
Okay, you guys, here is a look at what their menu looks like. And I can see why they might be struggling, because if we look at these prices, I don't know how many people in this country anymore can afford that. In fact, I can barely afford that, and I'm really only doing it for this video. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, hell no. But, you know, oops. And then we've got specials. Oh, here's specials. Oh, it's Friday. $15 fish and chips. Okay, I'm gonna go for that. That sounds like a good idea. And then, of course, they've got drinks, and here's their drink menu. I know that this is not giving you a very good look at it, but, you know, just give you a little taste of it. Okay, so these are the Cheddar Bay biscuit things, the real reason you come here, and they are not quite, these are better than the frozen ones you get at the grocery store that you have to make. Well, they're not frozen, but you know what I mean. The ones at the grocery store where you got to make them yourself aren't as good as these. Biscuit. All right, here, coming in for a close-up. I wish you guys could taste it, but you can't. Oh man, look at that. Okay, here it is. This is the fish and chips, and wow, is that hot. Woo-wee. You got your tartar sauce, you got your ketchup, and you got some coleslaw. Okay, I think we're gonna take a look at the fries, and not really look at them, but taste them and try them out, because looking ain't fun. Yes, they are pretty good for this style of fry. I will say they're not crunchy like I would prefer my fries, but you know, the flavor is great, and it's great with ketchup on it. Okay, taking a look at the inside of the fish. This is cod, and it looks amazing. So now it's time to actually try it out. It's very good, just like I remember it. Back from my childhood, still good. Maybe not quite as good, but still very good. But I think the problem with this place is quality of food doesn't match the extremely high prices. And I know fish is more expensive than a lot of other foods, but still, I rest my case. Okay, so I prefer my coleslaw chopped up real fine and sweet, and this is not that. So if you like, you know, a different style of coleslaw, then you'll enjoy this. It's kind of like a, here, let me take another bite of it. Oh, excuse me. I don't know how to describe it, but you can taste like all the cabbage, and it's not chopped up fine enough. I don't care for it. Oh yeah, I didn't even try out their tartar sauce, which I'm not normally a fan of tartar sauce, but sometimes I do like it. It's a very, very, very strong pickle flavor. So if you like that kind of tartar sauce, and it's very thick and kind of almost chunky. But the fish is good enough on its own. Alrighty, so there's what eating at Red Lobster looks like here in 2024. Yikes. By the time you put in the tip and everything.
Red Lobster's new Lobster and Shrimp Celebration.
We got tail, shrimp, waiters, potatoes, sausages, the roses, cheddar fish, stuffing, no bluffing. Come taste it. We got tail, shrimp, waiters, potatoes, sausages, the roses, cheddar fish, stuffing. Tail, shrimp, waiters, potatoes, tail, shrimp, waiters, potatoes, tail, shrimp, tail, shrimp, tail, 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 tail.
3 lobster and shrimp entrees for a limited time.
Come taste it.
All right, that was a final look at Red Lobster. The food was sort of mediocre. It was not as good as I remembered it when I was growing up. Although, you know, as times go on, your recollection of things can, you know, kind of get muddied. But anyways, wasn't terrible, but definitely wasn't worth the price. So definitely check out Red Lobster if they're still around, because it's not awful food. But at any rate, that's going to do it for this very short episode of Urbex. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out all my memberships. Their links are on the screen for extra amazing bonus content. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye!